Let me take you back to the 17th century, to the lush, rolling hills of West Africa. The air hums with the rhythm of life, the scent of firewood and fresh rain mingling in the breeze. This is the kingdom of Ndongo, a land rich in tradition, a people proud and resilient. At the center of it all was a woman who would go down in history as a fierce warrior, a master diplomat, and a symbol of unyielding resistance, Queen Nzinga. Nzinga was born in 1582 to the royal family of Ndongo. Her father, the king, was a visionary, but the times were turbulent. The Portuguese, driven by greed and hunger for slaves, sought to dominate these lands. Little Nzinga grew up witnessing the encroaching threat and the struggles of her people. As a child, Nzinga was said to be sharp as a blade, her mind as quick as the arrows her warriors would one day wield. Her name, Nzinga, meant to twist or turn, a fitting symbol of her agility in both body and mind. She learned from her father the art of negotiation, the nuances of leadership, and the ruthlessness sometimes needed to protect the throne. But her life was far from simple. The Portuguese presence grew stronger, and with them came violence, slavery, and betrayal. Nzinga's brother ascended the throne after their father's death. He was weak, easily manipulated by foreign powers, and his leadership would soon push the kingdom to the brink of ruin. In 1622, the Portuguese attacked Ndongo's forces, driving the kingdom into chaos. Nzinga's brother, desperate and cornered, sent her to negotiate peace with the Portuguese governor. The meeting would become the stuff of legend. Picture this, Nzinga, a woman in her early 40s, standing tall and regal. The Portuguese, trying to demean her, refused to offer her a chair. They expected her to grovel, to lower herself in the presence of their governor. But Nzinga would not bow. With a nod, she ordered one of her attendants to kneel, and she sat upon their back like a throne. This act wasn't just defiance, it was a statement. She would meet them as an equal, or not at all. The negotiations were intense, but Nzinga proved to be a master of diplomacy. She secured a temporary peace, though she knew the Portuguese promises were as thin as air. Upon returning home, she found her brother's rule in shambles. Worse still, in a fit of paranoia, he had ordered the death of Nzinga's only child. Broken but unbowed, Nzinga stepped up. When her brother's reign ended in tragedy, Nzinga took the throne. Her coronation wasn't a celebration, it was a call to arms. She declared herself Queen of Ndongo and Matamba, uniting her people against the Portuguese oppressors. Nzinga wasn't just a queen, she was a warrior. She donned armor, wielded weapons, and fought alongside her soldiers. Her battlefield tactics were sharp, her strategies unmatched. But her genius wasn't limited to war. Nzinga understood alliances were key. In a move that shocked many, she allied with the Dutch, marking one of the first African-European alliances against another European power. Together, they waged war against the Portuguese, with Nzinga leading from the front. For 30 years, she fought. 30 years of blood, fire, and resilience. Her people adored her. Even in exile, Nzinga's influence was undeniable. She established Matamba as a refuge for runaway slaves, building an economy that thrived on resistance and independence. Her kingdom became a beacon of hope, a sanctuary for those who sought freedom. But Nzinga was more than a warrior, she was a symbol. Her fight wasn't just for her people, it was for the very soul of Africa. She defied the narrative that African kingdoms were destined to fall to European powers. She showed that resistance, though costly, was possible. As she aged, Nzinga's strength never wavered. Even when she finally made peace with the Portuguese in her later years, it was on her terms. She passed away in 1663, at the age of 81, leaving behind a legacy that would inspire generations. Nzinga's story isn't just one of war and politics, it's a story of resilience. A story of a woman who, against all odds, stood tall and refused to bow. To this day, Queen Nzinga remains a symbol of strength, defiance, and hope. So the next time you hear of queens and warriors, remember Nzinga, the Amazon Queen of Matamba, who proved that even in the face of overwhelming odds, one person can change the course of history. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the life of Queen Nzinga. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the untold histories of remarkable people. Until next time, remember, the past is not just a story, it's a lesson.